Hello everyone, this is Central Kansas Railfan, and today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video. Since you guys wanted me to do this in the poll that I posted recently, I had to, so here we go. This is my Hot Wheels Railroad collection, trains, track, and sets that I have. I've been collecting these for about a year now, and I don't really know if I'm going to keep collecting them since I really have everything I've been looking for in a decently sized layout, so yeah. But anyways, let's get on with this. So I set up all these trains here so that it's going to be easier for me to go over everything. So let's start up here with this train. So on the front of the train here, we have the Burlington Northern DB Class 111, which is an odd locomotive to say the least. It's missing the front coupler there, but it still rolls fine. The pantographs they still will press down and such. But yeah, that's all I really have to say for this abomination of a model. The only reason this exists is because Hot Wheels made a tan version of this locomotive in the DB livery, and they had to letter it from American Railroad as well. So that's the only reason this exists, and it's definitely the most cursed out of the trains in the line. And then behind it, we have the most common locomotive in the line, or at least that's what I've heard, the Santa Fe F40. And Santa Fe never actually had F40s, but I'm guessing that this was meant to resemble the FP45, because Santa Fe did have those. That one's also missing a front coupler, but it still can couple to other cars, which is, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel, well, I can't think of the word, but they still couple, but it just doesn't feel right, I guess. But yeah, that's all I have to say on the Santa Fe F40. The button to open the cab door still works to an extent. It gets stuck a lot though on this unit. This one rolls fine. I haven't really had any problems with it, but yeah. Then behind that we have a rail boxcar. Not too much to say about this other than that it's cool. And then behind that we have a Conrail flatbed, which is missing one of the bulkheads, but whatever. And then bringing up the rear of this train, we have Santa Fe caboose. And this caboose, actually the button to get the brakeman out on the back, that still works just fine. All right, on to the next train. So down here we have the Amtrak train. Now, I've actually changed up the consist behind the locomotive for what the original set was intended to do. The original set was intended to have the Burlington Northern tipper car as the third or the second car, but that just doesn't feel right. I didn't want to run a mixed train, so I substituted a Santa Fe caboose instead. But on the lead here we have the Amtrak F40PH that Hot Wheels released. This came with the Super Rail station, and it's definitely probably my second favorite locomotive in the line, probably just because of how close to the real thing it is. And it's Amtrak Phase 3, and it's an F40, the most overrated locomotive ever. And then behind it, we have this baggage car, which, contrary to some statements, does not actually have an arm to collect mail, but actually this weird cylindrical piece that I have no idea what it is, but I'm guessing it's luggage. But this still works fine, and this car is pretty cool. And then Santa Fe caboose, I already went over the other one, so I'm going to skip that. Moving on down here, we have the first Hot Wheels Railroad item I ever acquired, that being the Chessie Jeep. This one's in really good condition, and as you can see, the workman that pops out when you press the button, it still works fine. Oh yeah, and then up here, this works much better than the Santa Fe one. But yeah, this thing, it's kind of close to the real thing, but not exact. But yeah, it's still pretty cool. And then behind it we have another rail boxcar and another Conrail flat. Now over here, for the last train, it's being led by my favorite item that Hot Wheels Railroad ever offered, and that's the Rio Grande GP38. And I'm a Rio Grande foamer, so I love this item, and it's my favorite thing in the Hot Wheels Railroad line, and it's the item that I sought after the most when I first heard about this line's existence, and I got it just a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, it was really great to acquire this thing finally, and It rolls okay. It has one wheel that kind of stiffens up sometimes, but I plan to put some lubricant on it in a few weeks and get it rolling fine again. And then behind it we have the Soo Line flat car, which actually would have come with the Rio Grande Jeep in the, I think it was the Trains to Go set, but I purchased them in a lot, so it wasn't the Trains to Go set. But I have the Soo Line flat car, and it's actually got 2 of the loads. Of course, the crane hooks have broken off, but it doesn't matter since the crane up there broke. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Soo Line flat car, and it's my favorite piece of rolling stock that I own. And then behind it is the Burlington Northern tipper car that I mentioned earlier, and I actually still this came in the lot with the pipes that it originally came with, and that's really neat. And I have it on this train because I refuse to run an Amtrak mixed train. So yeah, that's it for trains. Now let's do a bit of a layout tour. So as you can see, if you hadn't already figured out already, this is the freight yard set that was originally released in 1983 and was re-released in the Stow and Go line under the Trucks and Trains freight yard set in 1990. And I believe this is the 1990 version because the tracks are a lighter color than all the other stuff, but it's dated as 1983, so that's odd. But I still think it's the 1990 version. If I'm wrong on that, please feel free to correct me in the comments. And then back here, this track goes around this fire station that I don't even actually think was part of the Hot Wheels Railroad line, but it came in a Hot Wheels Railroad a lot. And then it loops around here, and I ran out of track, so it goes onto the floor over here, and then it comes back around over here to the freight yard. And then out here, I have a switch that leads into this spur for a warehouse. Now, this building for the warehouse actually is one of the buildings from the Trains to Go set, and I don't actually have the Trains to Go set, although I'd like to acquire it someday, but I have this building, so yeah. And then the main line takes the lower level of the Super Rail station, and then it loops around here, and then it splits. One track goes up on top of the Super Rail station, while the other one goes back along the wall there, and there's another spur there. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this layout thing. The Super Rail station is in pretty good shape. It's got a couple of the stickers. The rest are in that bag there, and I might reapply them using glue or something at some point. And then got a couple cars parked here in this parking lot that's used as the lid for when you store stuff in the Super Rail station. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my Hot Wheels Railroad collection. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see some rail train content, please feel free to like and subscribe for more content like this, and as well as real train content. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.